I often ask myself when I began living a life that wasn't mine. 6 a.m. The alarm rings. I reach out to turn it off, a gesture I've repeated thousands of times. Eyes still closed, but my body moves on autopilot. Brush teeth, shower, get dressed, grab a quick bite of bread, lock the door, merge into the stream of traffic. 8 a.m. Office. Polite smiles with coworkers. Hey, how was your weekend? A question both asker and answer note doesn't really matter. Turn on the computer. Check emails. Attend meetings. Type. Glance at the clock. 12 p.m. A quick lunch. Sometimes instant noodles. Sometimes a boxed meal ordered through an app. Eating while scrolling the phone. Reading the news, but remembering none of it. 5:30 p.m. Shut down. Head home. Back into the crowd. Buy a few groceries. Get home. Cook something simple or order delivery. Turn on the TV for background noise. Scroll through the phone until my eyes tire. 11 p.m. Put down the phone. Turn off the lights. Close my eyes. And then, 6 a.m. tomorrow. The alarm rings again. A perfect cycle. Flawless. A life of a respectable adult. Everything is normal. Too normal. The strange thing is, even though I'm living this life, I feel like I'm standing outside, watching someone else. I see that person go to work, making small talk, smiling at the right moments, answering all the right questions. That person completes tasks, meets goals, gets praised now. That person has the life many would dream of, stable, sufficient, free from daily worries. But there's one problem. That person is not me, or at least not anymore. I don't hate my job. It's not terrible. I don't hate my life. It lacks nothing, but I don't love it either. I don't look forward to Mondays, nor do I feel excited about Fridays. The days pass by, indistinguishable. Not sad, not joyful, just passing. Sometimes in rare moments of stillness, maybe while standing on the balcony at 3 a.m. after waking up suddenly, or sitting alone in a quiet cafe, I find myself remembering someone else. The person I used to be. The little boy who sat for hours writing stories in a notebook, forgetting to eat or sleep. He was obsessed with ideas, could stay up all night just to finish a paragraph. He once sent a story to a newspaper, and though it wasn't published, he still remembers the thrill of waiting for a reply. That teenager who loved making video clips, editing, adding music, then rewatching them and laughing alone. Sometimes he filmed street scenes, sometimes moments with friends. No one watched those clips but him, yet the joy remained whole. Now I look back and ask myself, what happened to him? Maybe he grew up. Maybe he learned to be realistic. Maybe he locked those childish dreams away in a drawer and became a proper adult. An adult who knows how to live right. I've come to understand this. The problem isn't that I'm lazy, nor that I'm useless or incompetent. The problem is that I'm living a life misaligned with the design meant for me. Like asking a fish to climb a tree. That fish can try its hardest, but it will never do it as well as a monkey. Not because it's lacking, but because it wasn't born for that. Or like forcing someone who was born to write, to tell stories, to sit and fill out spreadsheets 8 hours a day. That person might manage, might even do well, but a part of their soul will slowly wither. I don't blame anyone. Society runs by its own rules, and we're all part of the system. We learn to adapt, to survive, to become cogs in a massive machine. But one day, we wake up and no longer recognize the person in the mirror. As children, we're often asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? But no one ever asks, what kind of life do you want to live? I answered the first question with whatever sounded sensible, things that promise safety and stability. But if someone had asked the second, I might have given a different answer. Maybe I would have said, I want a life where I can write, tell stories, create new things. Maybe I wouldn't have chosen the straight, safe road. Maybe I would have taken the long way, stumbled more often. But at least, it would have been my road. You know what's beautiful about life? We can always start again. It's too late to be a child again, but it's never too late to ask the questions we once forgot. We don't have to give up everything and dive into some wild adventure like in the movies. Reality doesn't always allow for sudden, dramatic turns. But we can start with the smallest things. Spending 15 minutes a day writing for no reason other than pure joy. Revisiting old hobbies even just on the weekends. Listening to our hearts again and asking, what truly makes me feel alive? And maybe one day, when we wake up, the rhythm of life won't be the alarm clock, but the joy that comes from doing what we love. Not to be more successful by someone else's standards, but simply to stop feeling lost in our own lives. And that perhaps is all we ever need. That would be enough.